What's up, nerds? My name is Bubba Stallcup, and you're watching and or listening to the Free Play Podcast, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. And join with me for the Season 7 finale,
Wow.
Maddie Wambier.
7.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
That means we have done 6 other finales, which I guess that makes them not finales.
Have we actually been a part of them? All of us? All of them?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember any of the other ones.
There was one last
also
year.
we have Kate. Also, Kate is
Oh,
with
Kate.
us because
yes, hi.
No, I remember the
we
one
are
where we had
hosts.
the
All
hot
three of us
chips.
are
We had
hosts.
the hot chips that one time. I remember that one. I'll never
yes,
forget.
I think
was-
that we have done 6 finales.
Close enough.
Okay.
And I think that we've all been a part of them.
I think you're right.
No, Matt,
There was
you were not
one-
a part of the last one.
Because Luke came and then
That's
you left.
right. That's right.
What was I doing? Sleeping?
It was very
Probably.
creepy.
Yeah, your nap time. Hey, Kate.
Hello?
What's up? We got a thing that we want to talk about today, a series of things. And the first is actually something that was submitted by our very own editor,
Yeah. He submitted it.
Mr. CJ,
Mr.
also
CJ.
known
Mr. CJ. Mr.
also
CJ is
known
my father.
as what is he also known as? Next Gen
Next
Nerd. There we go.
Gen Nerd.
I know him as his name now, and so
He's a real person.
yeah.
He's a real
I
person.
know.
Weird,
That isn't
right?
that crazy? Anyways, he wrote to us in our Discord chat about we play like business things because this is like a booming business in case you didn't know.
Business.
Business, this thing. So he suggested talking about memories that we've had of like nerdy Christmas gifts that we've gotten in the past, and
Sorry, my eyes went to chat for just 1 second, and JC Phenom's absolutely roasting me in the chat here.
I know. I love it so much.
Yeah, you're too kind. Go on. So close to your time.
well,
Oh, come
anyways, so CJ said because we talked about game disappointments, and then after that he sent this in and said, I enjoyed hearing about your game disappointment stories. Maybe Christmas gift highlight games to kick off the Christmas season. Example, there's video evidence of me opening Super Mario 3 and skittering away excitedly. And my mom looked at the camera and said, that is the last we'll see of CJ for the next 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, that only that long?
That's it.
I
Yeah.
know. So forever.
What a casual that guy.
Forever remembered in the family footage for that moment. So
I don't know that there's any footage of me opening
Do you not have a Nintendo 64 moment?
a Nintendo 64. I do. There is photographic evidence of me, and I think I actually have them
young
in
Bubby
this
opening-
box that I'm looking at.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's me opening. It was either like a it was in Ninja Turtle or Ghostbuster stuff. I was very into Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters as a kid, and a lot of that is carried over to me being pretty still into Ninja Turtles
your
and
favorite
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbuster?
Who's my favorite one? Me. I was my favorite. I won as Halloween as a Ghostbuster.
You were on the team?
Yeah, absolutely. They couldn't do it without me. You kidding me?
Well, yeah.
Whoa.
Don't cross the streams, okay.
My favorite Ghostbuster was always like from the cartoon, like the
Just
real
anyone.
Ghostbusters.
Was there-
I'm giving you the answer here. When it was
I don't-
Slimer in the real Ghostbusters, and Slimer became an honorary Ghostbuster. That's my favorite.
Oh.
I would have never in a million years guessed that.
No,
Well, now when
Next
we
time.
play
Next
that
time you'll know.
game, remember we played that game that I invented called Two. What was it? Two.
Bird with one stone, yeah.
2 fibs and a lie.
No.
3 things that are probably not true.
It was something like messed up about the game. Well, two lies and a truth, 2 truths and a lie, something like that. It wasn't the
yeah.
normal one.
First thing you
We'll
said.
ask this question. What?
Okay,
Was
gotcha.
it? I don't
I
know.
think so.
See now
well,
I'm picturing Sir Ian McKellen doing Matt's bit right there in the movie.
Okay, yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
And you just like he can get like a little bit annoyed, like full of a cake.
Full of a cake.
Cool.
Yes.
Kate, do you have a Nintendo 64 moment?
No. Well, I one year my brother and I more than anything wanted to play Dance Dance Revolution at home
Last year, got it.
because we would make my dad take us to the bowling alley where we could play DDR at the arcade and use all of his money there.
Oh, you can almost taste the cigarettes.
Or we'd play it, yeah, or we'd play it at school, and we wanted it so bad, and we opened this present, and it was a DDR mat. And
No
we
way.
were screaming. We were literally screaming. I don't
With
know
the game or
anyone.
without the game?
So
the
far,
full cabinet.
it was just the mats at that time, but we knew that if there was the mats, the rest of it had to be there.
He messed up.
The
It would
rest
have
of
been really great if it was like the Disney version of DDR. Isn't this what you wanted?
Disney.
like no.
Hey, come on. How old were you?
That's Disney.
However old you are in 6th grade?
9.
No.
No,
11.
10.
11.
11 maybe? Yeah, 10 or 11, and my brother was 3
Am I
years younger
talking
than
today?
me. What?
No.
I didn't think so.
So we were
What
so
candy started?
excited. We were so excited, and these were just the mats. And then we opened the rest of it up, and there was the game and a PlayStation 2. And more than the PS2, we were just excited about the DDR mats.
Wait a second. You didn't even have a PlayStation 2? And you
No.
This is a big Christmas.
Yeah, so my parents got us a PlayStation
Wowee.
so that we could play Dance Dance Revolution at home.
Any
Only
other
Kate
games?
would bury the lead of getting a PlayStation 2.
Because that wasn't the most exciting thing about it.
Well,
The most
I have a lot of
exciting thing
questions.
Was that we had
A lot of
DDR at
questions.
home, as I keep saying.
Go ahead.
What?
The floor
I
recognizes Matt
just-
Wonder.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Ian.
I was wondering if you two things. The first of which, were there any other games included in this Christmas?
I don't even remember because all I cared about was Dance Dance Revolution.
Okay. Secondly, which version of the PlayStation 2 did you receive that year, Christmas 1998?
It wasn't 1998. It was like 2002.
Whatever.
4 years difference.
Irrelevant.
Which
Yeah,
version?
nobody
I
cares.
don't think it
Don't
might
need to
have
witness,
been.
okay?
It might have been the slim version.
Slim? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Not a fan of the slim version.
Well,
It's all I have now.
I
but
think I don't know. Again, I wouldn't notice
was
something
it
like
big
that.
or
in my
was it
excitement.
slim?
It was
Was it
normal
big or
size. It
slim?
wasn't as big as the Dance Dance Revolution playmat. Thing.
Yeah, who cares about the
It
PlayStation? Just
wasn't as
plug it into
big
your
as the
dad.
playmat. Got it. Okay,
don't care.
that narrows it down. Actually, thanks.
Yeah, so we plugged it in right away and had a quick little dance off.
Yeah, we only had the small DDR when you play with your fingers, so it was always smaller than the PlayStation.
A controller? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
use a
saying?
controller.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so then we started using that too, and my parents were like, "That's not why we got this for you."
Yeah, seriously, we wanted to exercise.
No, that's any parent that gets their kid a video game console for exercise. It doesn't know anything about video games.
Why?
What about
my,
Wii Fit?
My friend lost like 50 pounds on Dance Dance Revolution.
Okay,
Actually, pretty impressive.
but I mean, you can play DDR with the controller.
Yeah, I mean that's not how she lost the weight.
It's like when people came, but they bought the Wii and they're like, oh, this is like the fat kid killer and all sorts of stuff. Everybody's gonna lose so much weight, and then it was a week in, and people were just sitting in chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I hated laying down and playing the Wii because
Or
it
it's
was
like
hard to do.
my
Sorry for your loss, Matt.
my Gammy got a Wii and she was gonna do the Wii Fit stuff in the living room, and the first thing you get on that stand and it weighs you. She quit because my grandpa something about my grandpa somehow weighed less than her or did better than her on the first game that they played. So she's like, forget
This
it.
thing's garbage.
It should have been motivation.
She said, forget it. It's done.
Another motivation.
Brand new Wii just sitting in there.
What was it? It wasn't like a color one, was it? Like what? It was just white, or was it?
It was just
black?
white. No, it was just
Okay.
white. It's very plain.
I have a white
I always
one and a
want,
black one.
I wanted the red one always.
Oh, well.
Too
So
expensive.
for me, I think that this gift probably changed the course of my life. The year was 1987,
Oh.
and
Whoa.
I know 1987, and I had played video games before, and I enjoyed them. My uncle had an Atari, and it was fine. I wasn't very good at Pitfall. I wasn't very good at the racing game, like indie racing game. But in I think it was 87. It may have been 88, right in there.
So we're
my
talking
grandma,
like 6-year-old, 7-year-old Matthew.
yeah,
right
my
here.
grandma
Wow.
bought me an NES, and I had like no idea that it was coming, and I was just so excited. I think that's kind of like where I really became a lot more interested in gaming, like from that point on, because like I had enjoyed it. I just had no way to actually do it.
Sure.
So I remember opening it at her house, really, really, really wanting my dad to hook it up to the TV, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it, and he made us wait until we got home. And even then, we'd wait till the next day because it was already late, and I was just like,
you
know,
didn't
how
get to
kids
play it
get-
at your grandma's house.
That's so
No.
brutal.
Yeah. You know how kids are like rolling on the ground when they're just like have so much energy. I'm sure I was doing
Yes.
that, and he just
Well,
well
and
anyway.
especially you. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Me, imagine 6-year-old Matt.
Yeah,
But
we're only 6 feet
these
tall.
like I oftentimes forget about these stories. Like that's kind of like where my gaming love happened. And then my grandma just passed away like a month ago, and like all these like memories were coming back, and I was like, oh man, like this is like the direction. Like you giving me this kind of like moved me this direction, and you don't like really realize until you kind of like think back about stuff like this.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Real
Little Matt
deep.
playing Zelda.
That is pretty crazy.
I told you, Kate. Little Matt playing Zelda and Mario, and like building bonds with like my sibling and my dad and friends who would come over and play, and like seeing the power of like community and gaming at a very young age. So thanks, Grandma.
Wow.
Oh, that was a really good one. Now Bubba and I look
that was
like really.
No, it was great. So those of you parents getting your kids a Switch or a PlayStation 2 Slim with a DDR pad, like it may just seem like a gift, or you know, you're sure they'll enjoy it, but you just kind of don't know like what that is going to lead to when they're older. So
Yeah. Wow. So I mean, something to legitimately be said about not just getting your kids things that you think they need, but things that they actually enjoy and are asking for. But I mean, how could anybody have known what video games would become back then? How?
There's no way.
I mean, video games were on the brink of being extinguished.
Right.
And that little console brought everything back.
Yeah.
Thanks,
the
Nintendo.
PS2 Slim. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Sony.
The Pretendo and the Dance Dance Disney brought it all back.
Yeah, Dance Dance Disney. Can you imagine dancing as Woody? You have to dance
actually.
like big legs, like
Yeah, it's time for Woody's Roundup.
yeah.
That's horrible.
You're my favorite deputy.
Well, hey, so that, Kate, I'm going to deviate a second. That brings me to the thing that I wanted to talk about at the opener before we did our fantasy casting.
Oh yeah.
Movies that you watch that signify the start of the holiday season. Okay, this is different. Okay, this isn't a movie that you have to watch during the time.
Yep, this is it. This launches it.
It's not even the first movie that you watch during the season. What is the movie that signifies the beginning of Christmas and or holiday season? And I'll start just to kind of kick this off. For me, this is new. All right, it's 8-Bit Christmas.
Oh man, it is so good.
Oh.
Have you seen it, Kate?
I've never seen it, but
Kate, I think that you would love it. I really do. That's not even a joke. Neil Patrick Harris is in it, and it's the story of him getting his first Nintendo.
Yep.
And
I would
Jason
compare
Momoa
to
in it?
Christmas.
Yeah, Jason Momoa
Well, I am.
plays Neil
I'm
Patrick
playing
Harris.
He plays Neil Patrick Harris.
Playing
Okay,
Matt.
that's what I was getting at.
I would compare it to A Christmas Story. Like it's kind of like I'm gonna use like a modern Christmas story.
I think it's better.
Set in the 80s.
How could it be better? That was my answer for this question. Is A Christmas Story.
That doesn't. For me, it was before this movie came out. It was A Christmas Story.
No, I think you probably enjoy it more just because of the what it's about. Like it's about getting that Nintendo. It's about getting that video game.
Well, that's not it. That like it's this movie does more for me, like to myself, my NES here, okay, NES and NES. Every time I've watched this movie, I've cried, bawled like a baby. Bawled like a
Really?
baby. Yep, it's the last scene every time. It never fails.
Don't
Gets
spoil
me.
it.
Yeah, don't say anymore. So in case I watch it.
I know it's coming. I know what's happening. I
many times
know
have you
the
seen
lead
it?
up. All of it.
He's seen it a bunch of times.
I think I've seen it 4 times.
4
Okay, so
times. Has it?
how m-
I
you
thought it
cried
just came out
about-
last year.
Just came out last year. Absolutely,
Okay.
it did.
Okay, so you watched it.
Impressive.
Okay.
Yeah, watched it twice last year, 3 times last year, and we've seen it once already.
I haven't
this
seen.
year.
I was actually thinking about watching it the next couple of days. We're doing like our Christmas tree chopping tomorrow. I bought stuff to make wassail because I've never had wassail before.
Christmas- wait,
Wassail
wait.
is so good.
Christmas tree chopping. Do you guys go to like a farm and do it, or do
Yeah,
you go
we go to a
out
Christmas.
somewhere?
We go to a farm. We just steal one from whoever has a pine
Matt,
tree.
can I recommend like making wassail and watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
I don't know what that is. So
All of it?
All of it. It's a full day.
Um,
It's a full day.
Well, we won't have time for a full day. We'll watch some. We'll probably watch. I like the idea. It might be me watching it by myself in the evening after the kids go to bed, or when the boys stay up and I'll watch. But obviously, extended edition.
Yes, and
wassail-
that's not even a lie. Like you start at
We're-
8 a.m. and you're done by like midnight.
Okay, I'll just put it on in the background. We did just get a projector screen from Aaron's grandparents' house, and we have that projector we got last year. Now we have a way to watch it. Kate, wassail is like an apple cider mixed with orange juice, and like what I'm gonna do is take a whole apple and you stuff cloves in it, and you put it in the bottom of a pot, and you put the apple cider, orange juice,
Cinnamon
lemon juice,
sticks, maybe.
other spices, and then you put it like a cinnamon stick in your cup. I don't know. I've never had it before either, but it sounded
delicious.
very good, so I'm gonna go for it.
interesting.
But that's
Okay,
not
I
what
was
we're
just
talking about.
googling it and I didn't know how to spell it or anything about it, and it was very
Yeah.
confusing. Thank you.
Now
All
you're on a
right.
watch list. So.
Moving.
So movie.
For me, the movie that signifies the start of the Christmas season, it can be one of two, and we usually watch both of them in the first week of like Advent season. Home Alone, just because
First one?
it's the first one. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a classic for me. The kids used to hate it. Every one of my kids, they're like, I don't want to watch this. This movie is not good. But as they've gotten around that 9 or age of 9, they're laughing at everything.
Yep.
They think it's so funny. So it's either that one or it is Charlie Brown Christmas. Usually that one we'll watch like when we do like Christmas tree decorating like afterwards.
Sure.
So between those two. Now there are a ton of others that we do watch. We love White Christmas. I will watch It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve every year, and that's the movie that makes me cry
Really?
every year. Every time I watch it.
Oh man, I want to have deeper conversations about why.
You guys can discuss that.
Yeah, not right now. I mean, I'll do
I
it
don't-
on
I
my-
don't-
Okay. Well, It's a Wonderful Life is the one that always makes me cry every time because he wants to. You want to be this man, and he doesn't see how good he has it. And I'm sure that's exactly how I feel in my life. So there's probably more to dig into that, but that's like the quick glimpse.
Sir Ian McKellen is
Sir
George
Ian.
Bailey as Matthew Warmbier,
Yeah.
and it's a
all right,
wonderful
Kate,
free play.
It's a wonderful free play life. Kate, what do you got?
I think the main one for me that always it like takes me back to years and years and years ago, way before the PlayStation 2 DDR thing,
Oh, prove it.
where we watched
Land Before Time over here.
no, we watched A Christmas Story, and I remember my brother and I were sick, or like definitely my brother was sick, and it was kind of like Christmassy in the living room, and we were all ill, and we watched that
Were you
movie,
watching
and
it
my
on
dad,
TNT and it was on
my dad,
24 hours?
yeah, probably, my dad was busting up, like laughing, crying. Because it's his
It is
favorite
very
movie.
funny.
And we watched it, and for years after that, I'm like, why does he think this movie is so funny? It is not funny. And we watch it almost every year. And the past couple of years, it's so stinking funny. And
Yeah.
it just like marks that, like, we're in the holidays now.
We watched it the other night, and the dad's like cursing. Like it's not really cursing for those.
Yeah.
He's not really cursing. He's like making them up, and like it's very funny. And Penny stops, and she's like, "I don't even know any curse words." Mundane noodle. I'm like, oh, that's not a curse word, Penny.
Have you guys seen the new one?
No.
Not yet. No,
I don't want to see it. I want
I think
the old
it's on
one only.
HBO Max. and
don't-
it's like he comes back.
It's Ralphie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's actually
Ralphie-
there's a lot of the same cast that comes
Yeah.
back. Just really cool.
I want to watch it because
I want to
again,
watch it too.
like A Christmas Story, Anna hates that movie.
Really?
A Christmas Story to me, I don't know. I do not know why, but that was the movie that we watched when I was a kid, and so it just kind of like imprinted itself on me. And I genuinely think it's like a funny movie. I like it.
It's funny.
There are some things that just don't hold up over time, but at the end of the day, like it still is a pretty funny movie. I almost like, I don't want, I want this to be the movie that marks the start of the season, but it doesn't. Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys.
That's the
the
claymation
claymation
one.
Yeah.
My dad loves that one too. He loves the little elf who wants to be a dentist. All the ornaments on my dad's miniature tree are him.
Misfit? I am not just a nitwit.
It's just so good. And Anna was like, these are terrible. And I'm like,
Yeah,
But
Aaron doesn't.
also
Aaron doesn't love those
great.
ones either.
ah, so great.
Oh.
Anyways.